Welcome to another Sunday A.W.A.Y. ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by more distinguished guests, Director of Prevention Aaron Jones and Director of Outreach Samantha Sizemore from A.W.A.Y, formerly known as the Women's Resource Center, join us this morning. Thanks so much for coming to the forum.
Thank you for having us. We're so excited to be here.
Awesome. And it's always great talking to you all. You know, you do such important work at the Women's Resource Center, now known as A.W.A.Y. And, you know, for the people out there that may not be familiar with A.W.A.Y. and what you all do, can you let them know?
Yeah, so we work with individuals who have been through domestic violence, sexual violence, human trafficking, stalking, and dating violence. And we help them through a myriad of different services. And I'll let Sam go into the services a little bit more, but we're basically with them through the entire process.
So like she said, we're a dual program, domestic violence and sexual assault. We offer things from emergency service to crisis advocacy to court accompaniment to relocation services.
We have an emergency shelter for anyone who needs to get out of the situation quickly and they don't have a place to stay. And Sam covered it beautifully, and counseling services.
We actually have the largest emergency shelter in the state with 36 beds.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome to know. And it's a really important resource for us to have. And I know March is National Women's Month, and domestic violence affects everybody, you know, men, women, children, but women, you see women a lot being negatively impacted by sexual abuse, DV, things like that. So it's super important what you all do, and thank you guys. Thank you. And I know we got some things going on. I know next month, April 10th, we have a screening of a very important film at WVU Tech. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so we will be screening, it's called Roll Red Roll, and it is a documentary about a drug-assisted sexual assault. So that sounds really heavy, and it is pretty heavy. So if you would like to come out, though, it is for the entire community. We're doing showings April 10th at 11:30 a.m. and at 5:30 p.m. After each screening, we're gonna have a panel of some of our community members who work with us and work with our clientele, and they'll be telling you a little bit more about it. You can ask questions, learn a little bit more about the inner workings, like maybe what parts law enforcement plays or what parts legal aid would play in that, what those court processes look like, and things like that. So you can ask any type of question that you want. We're really excited. We'll have an advocate on site to also answer questions about what we do and how we work with our clients so that they can learn a little bit more about the process, a little bit more about us, and what working with an advocate actually means and what it entails. We're really excited about it because what people I think don't realize too, this location is Steubenville, Ohio. So it's kind of just a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's a community very similar to ours. And it shows the response of the community to this sexual violence that happened within their hometown and how that impacted the entire community. Because a lot of people, you know, feel different ways about it, especially when it involves maybe someone who has a high impact in your community. Could be, you know, in this instance, it's athletes are involved, so high school athletes, so that's something that plays a role. I come from a small town. We live in a pretty small town here in Beckley, so we all kind of understand that impact that our high school athletes play, which for the most part can be extremely positive. But when it is negative, we take a look at that. So we're really excited about this screening. We're excited about these panelists that we're going to be having come out and join us, and it's going to be amazing. So if you have an opportunity, it's free. It's April 10th, and those showings again are at 11:30 and 5:30 p.m. And it is at the Neville Street Auditorium, which is the big building that says WVU Tech in the windows. Like each window is a different letter. So that is where it'll be. Parking's around back, and you can join us, and we'd love to have you.
Awesome. That sounds like a really great event. And I can see how this movie could be very applicable to West Virginia as well. I know we are going through our own epidemic, and I'm sure, you know, sexual assault does play a factor into that because, you know, when you're under the influence, when your, you know, your mental capabilities have been, you know, they're not functioning the same way, you can't really consent to that as well. Right. So I think it's really important, you know, this message, this film, and you guys be sure to come out on April 10th. 11:30 or 11:30 a.m. or 5:30 p.m. So you got 2 chances to come see you.
So you can come even after work, after school, class, whatever. I would recommend maybe if you are bringing family, teenagers and older, probably more suited for this particular event because it does get into some details. So just kind of cautionary if you're going with anyone younger.
Viewer discretion advised. So.
Just a little bit. It's really not too bad, but it does talk about kind of that nitty gritty, the darker side of this. And I think it's important that we talk about those types of things because the more that we hide them, the more often they have chances to, oh, we don't want to talk about it, so we'll just sweep it under the rug. And that's not really okay. We can't be doing that anymore. We've got to take on these things like domestic violence and sexual violence head on. We have to talk about them. We have to talk about keeping our kids safe, especially when it comes to sexual violence, grooming, and things that really impact those younger generations. Because if they're scared to talk about it, if we're scared to talk about it, they're scared to talk about it. Right? It makes it so they can't come forward when they need to talk about something really important that's impacting their lives, that's impacting their safety and their ability to make decisions for their own bodies. You know, you mentioned consent, and that's such an important word because we talk about it all the time and what the rules are. West Virginia has very clear rules and laws depicting what consent is, and we have to adhere to those.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you mentioned laws because my next topic was we are in the midst of the legislative session. Our lawmakers are out there debating on policies and different things that they want to see happen in West Virginia. And I saw that you all were there not too long ago for DV Day and I believe you also said SV Day.
Yes.
So can you tell people out there that may not be familiar with that what that entails?
Yeah. Okay. So DV Day, Domestic Violence Awareness Day at the legislature, and then we have SV Day, Sexual Violence Awareness Day at the legislature. They very kindly invite us to come out and speak to them and then people who are interacting in the Capitol that day about the different things that impact our clients and our agencies. There's a lot of laws, obviously, that impact us positively, some maybe not as positively. So we just go out, we educate them on what those impacts are, because I think a lot of people don't understand how what looks like a really good law looks really positive, but the practical application sometimes is different than what the intention of that law was. So a few years ago, we were really proud and very excited because we got to educate them about a law that was impacting married couples and sexual abuse within the confines of marriage. And that is now no longer there. I'm not going to say that we necessarily had a huge impact, but I think talking to them about how that impacted married couples, that they didn't have those same protections under the law as someone who was single because sexual abuse was permitted under marriage, and it was not permitted if you were not married. So we were able to talk to them about that and just educate them on what those impacts are. And we were really excited about going up again this year. We go every year. Anyone wants to join us, it's usually around February, March. And we hear the declaration that it is that day. We have tables, information from all of our different programs across the state. So for DV, that's 14 different programs that cover all 55 counties. And for sexual violence, I think we're up to 11.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, we've added some new ones, so I have to make sure that I have the right number. 11 programs that cover sexual violence, and that covers all 55 counties in the entire state. Like Samantha said earlier, we're a dual program, so we cover both for our 4 counties, which is Raleigh, Fayette, Nicholas, and Summers counties.
That's a lot of ground to cover. So how do you all feel that the day went? Speaking with the lawmakers and things like that. Do you all? It's something that you all enjoy. I know you said last year seemed to be pretty impactful because I do remember that law being debated and it affected real change. This was something that was really impacting people, and I know that sometimes there's this idea that if you're married, then you're married. Consent is
right.
already there, but
it's
I mean it's not. It's assumed.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you feel that the legislators were very receptive? Yes, perfect.
Actually, I thought that this was probably one of our better days that we had when we went in, when we met with them. There was lots of questions asked. They didn't just assume things. They went down, they asked questions. We were having hour-long meetings, conversations about what our services are, our funding, and I thought it was a very positive day all in all.
Absolutely. They asked great questions and even were interested in looking up things for themselves. And that was really big because sometimes, when they're so busy, it can be kind of easy to brush people off, to kind of be like, yeah, I know about you. You come every year. I've seen you before. And we just had great conversations. And even though they're busy and they have so much, it was wonderful to see them all. I mean, we had so many meetings this year too, compared to sometimes what we've seen before. I think maybe we just caught them on a good day, that they weren't as busy, but they really were so receptive, and it was just wonderful. It was wonderful to see our lawmakers really take an interest in their constituents and the different issues that impact them. And I know we weren't the only ones. I know that a lot of different agencies talked to them and really felt that impact, that people were really listening this year. So it was wonderful to see, very encouraging.
Awesome. That's really great to know as well. And I can imagine that it's overwhelming for them because they're covering the entire state and there's so many different laws and different places and different important things that need to be, discussed and covered. So I'm really glad that they got a chance to talk with you all, and you felt they were really receptive to what you all had to say and the information, because I feel like a lot of this information, it's not taught, it's not, widespread as much as it should be. And I think now it is being dispersed more often. So once again, what you all do is so important, and thank you all for doing it.
Thank you so much for, again, having us so that we can talk about these things, because the quieter we are, again, the easier it is for it to breed. It's kind of like mold, dark and quiet spaces seem to breed these unhealthy things, and we want to make sure that we don't have that. Bring these situations to the light so that we are protecting each other, we're protecting our communities, we're protecting our kids so that they don't become victims that we have to serve later on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are about to come up on our first break, but before we go, do you all mind plugging that contact information so people can get in touch with you for more resources or some help?
Absolutely. So if you want to go to our website, it's www.A.W.A.Y.org, and our phone number, easiest one to catch us, it's 24/7, 365 days a year. It's 304-255-2559.
All right, well, thank you all. And thank you guys. Make sure to come back. We're going to be right back talking more about A.W.A.Y, formerly known as the Women's Resource Center. And we're going to get a little sneak peek about the prep for CausaCon this year. So stay with us. Welcome back to Community Forum. I'm here with Director of Prevention, Erin Jones, and Director of Outreach, Samantha Sizemore from A.W.A.Y, to talk about all the things that they have going on. We talked about your recent trip to the legislature, the upcoming Roll Rod Roll movie screening, April 10th, coming up at WVU Tech. And now we're going to get a little bit into everybody's favorite event, CausaCon. I know we're still way out, but can you tell us a little bit about the preparation and how that's going?
So CausaCon is the weekend of April 25th through the 27th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pop culture event. All the proceeds go to A.W.A.Y, which is for our emergency services. So it's actually our biggest fundraiser of the year. We have been in full swing in preparation, and it is a lot. There is a lot going on, from panels to cosplay, to where the Humane Society comes in and tries to get some animals adopted. So it's going to be a huge event, and we're really looking forward to it. We got some pretty cool special guests coming this year.
Yes.
So we're very excited about that. Yeah.
We just had a meeting last night to kind of make sure we were all on the same track, and it's going to be busy weekend. It's going to be amazing. Our panels are full up. We've got tabletop gaming. We've got video game room going again this year. The ramen bar is back for those who are ramen fans. We're really excited about that, and it's just going to be amazing. All of our vendor booths are taken and full and diverse, and we're really excited about all of the people people returning this year. And if you've never been, we welcome you out there because it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Definitely, definitely. And I was going to say the same thing. I got to go for the first time last year, and it was a great time. If you guys do want ramen, make sure to get there quick because people were eating it up. Like I could not get ramen by the time I got there.
It was gone.
It was gone.
It was gone so fast because I was at registration. They're like, get over there and get some. I'm like, I can't leave first of all yet. And then by the time I could get up to go kind of wander around, it was gone. It was empty.
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't even that long. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
But it was very popular. People loved it. They said it was delicious. So that's a great endorsement. Of course, Hilltop will be outside again with the coffee. So hydration is good and caffeination that you might need. Some of us might need it more than others because some of us aren't morning people. But they're coming out again this year. And we're just really excited because it always ends up such a fun weekend. I know that, it's stressful for us sometimes. However, the reward is so worth it. Every year we just have such a wonderful time. Even working, we were like working, but is it working? It's really just fun.
Well, since this is community forum, you all mentioned that you have enough vendors now, but will you need any volunteers?
Yes.
Yes.
We do have some space for some volunteers to help with different things like registration, badge checks, and things like that. So if anyone is looking to help volunteer, we actually have volunteer applications on our website, A.W.A.Y, and you can submit them there and just put in there that you're looking to help with CausaCon, and we'll reach back out to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for some volunteer opportunities, I feel like that is a great one. It's a fun event to be at. And even if you just want to people watch, because the costumes are awesome every year. So people watching, just seeing what's going on around the way, what people have to offer. Just a lot of fun. So you need a volunteer opportunity, get in touch with A.W.A.Y and CausaCon as well. You have a website for that too.
Yes, you can go to causacon.com and learn more about it. We do have one little change this year. Actually happened last year, but we're just letting people know this year for the masquerade ball. It is a formal event. That was one of my favorite costumes last year was Batman because he came as Batman all day. And for the masquerade, he was in a white tuxedo as Batman, and it was amazing. And if you're looking for a great time and it's formal, it's fun to dress up, you still can do your cosplay, but a formal version of it. It's really fun. So we're really looking forward to it again this year.
Awesome. Well, make sure you have your formal version of your cosplay outfit ready for the masquerade ball if you would like to attend.
You don't have to still, but just you do still have to do formal. Yeah, it is still a formal event.
Dress it up a little bit.
Yeah, a little classy.
All right. So CausaCon is one of your biggest events ever. We were talking a little bit during the break about another upcoming event. The date to be determined. Stay tuned for that. But in April at Pinheads.
Yes, so as we said before, April is Sexual Violence Awareness Month. So we are partnering with Pinheads to have an event called Strike Out Sexual Violence. It's going to be a family-friendly event, and a portion of the proceeds will go to A.W.A.Y.
Awesome. And, always a chance to get out for a good cause, have a good time, and also give back to, a wonderful, wonderful cause that's helping people who need it. So, for our people out there who would like to help you all out, volunteer at probably don't need any at the shelter directly, but is there any other ways that we can help as the community help A.W.A.Y continue to do the important work that you all do?
So I'll talk about the volunteering. We do have volunteer opportunities with our agency. And that's in all 4 counties. So if you are in Summers, Nicholas, Fayette, or Raleigh, you absolutely can donate time to us, and we appreciate that. If you are looking for donation of items, I'm going to let Sam talk about that part a little bit. She knows those a little bit better than I do. But all you have to do is go on our website, A.W.A.Y, and there is a spot where you can fill out your volunteer application and just let us know what kinds of skills you're looking to help us with. It can be kind of anything. We've had people who come and just help weed the garden. We've had people who come help paint, and then we've had people who come and help with maybe filing and doing some office work. So whatever your skill is, if you are willing to donate that time, we would be happy to have you.
Awesome.
And donations where we are a nonprofit, I said they are crucial to help us survive, whether it be hygiene products or leggings, pajamas. I was like diapers. I said we go through so much of it. So there's other ways besides money that you can donate. You can donate. Call that 304-255-2559 number. There's an advocate there 24/7, and you can drop donations off directly at our shelter.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I remember a while back, I remember reading about, donations, clothing donations and things like that. And they say that one of the least donated items for, people that are experiencing homelessness was socks. And it was something that they needed the most. So is there anything that the Women's Resource Center, or A.W.A.Y, needs that you don't get a lot of donations of, but you really, really need?
I would say undergarments.
Yep.
I said is probably a huge thing. And we go through so many pajamas just because when they are at the shelter, you want them to be comfortable while they're there. So we go through a lot of that and hygiene products. But undergarments is always, and please keep in mind a variety of sizes.
Yes. What we also do that I don't know if people are aware is we work with our local hospitals to do a close to home program. And so some of those donations actually end up in those packets. And what it is someone comes to the hospital who has been a victim of sexual violence. Their clothes are typically taken as evidence. They don't have anything to wear home. So they don't have, we don't want them leaving in a hospital gown. That's not very nice way to treat somebody who's been through something really traumatic. So we actually put bags together with information, but also with clothing, some hygiene products and things like that, so that they have a comfortable outfit to wear home. They have something that they get to wear home besides just a hospital gown. So that's something that we work with all of our hospitals within our service area. We have them at all of those to make sure that people have clothing to wear home.
And keep in mind, we make them for kids as well.
Yes.
And usually inside those kits is a t-shirt, a pair of like jogging pants, undergarments, socks, things of that nature. So we do it for kids and adults.
Awesome. That's a great service, and it's really wonderful to know that you all do that. So guys, if you have anything to donate, please get in touch with A.W.A.Y and see how you can get that to people in need, because I'm sure that somebody has an abundance of clothes, especially children's clothes. Since children grow so quick, I'm sure there are parents out there that may have brand new things that some of their kids never even got a chance to wear. So A.W.A.Y could use that, definitely.
Well, and that is one thing. All clothing, any soft products that we use, sheets, clothing, they do have to be new, because we've just gotten to that point where, unfortunately people sometimes donate things that maybe are not the most useful. But we do only accept new products for that. Yeah. Anything soft. That's the easiest way I've found to say it.
Something used that's like furniture, kitchen
Absolutely.
table, we'll definitely take that.
Yeah. And even like art and stuff. I think people forget we are moving people into new homes. They don't have those nice items that make it feel like a home. So if you do have some softly used goods or gently, still in good condition, and it's art or a vase or something like that, some things like that, we can do dishes. Absolutely. It's all those things you don't remember moving into your first house that all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I needed cups. I forgot I needed trash bags. Cleaning products are amazing. If you have cleaning products, we absolutely accept those, because people take them to their new homes, and this is their first time, getting into this place. You always want to give it a good clean first, don't we all? You're like, I don't know, just quick wipe down. But cleaning products are really great to donate as well.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. That's another important thing. And I'm glad that you mentioned art too, because that was actually a new thing that I learned about recently. I think I spoke with the court-appointed special advocates, and they talked a lot about how they are following these kids through the system and things like that, and how just having some art or just something that they enjoy, just something of their own, is so impactful to them. So I can see that as well. I don't know how I didn't think of that too. So if you have any art, I'm sure there are lots of artists out here with lots of things just kind of sitting waiting to, be appreciated. So get in touch with A.W.A.Y as well. And also if you have a surplus of cleaning supplies.
If you're a couponer.
Yes.
Or someone who maybe you tried it once, you're like, that's not the scent for me.
Yeah, this wasn't it,
We'll take it.
They'll take it.
Someone will like that scent, so we're happy to take it.
Awesome. So, do you mind plugging that contact information just one more time so they know where to go to get that over to you guys?
Our website is www.awayw.org, and our phone number, 24-hour hotline, is 304-255-2559.
Awesome. And we got a couple of minutes before the end of the show, but one thing that I always like to do is kind of a manifestation question. I know you're a nonprofit, but if you had just a wealthy benefactor come in tomorrow and was like, hey, here's a blank check for whatever you all need, what would you all love to be able to do?
Good question.
I know that I wouldn't say that it's one specific thing. I said I would probably have to disperse that a little bit because there's so many people that's in need of it. I know that a lot of the things that we use is relocation services, finding people attorneys. That's usually a big thing when they're going through something like that. So, I would probably disperse it. Buy new bedding, new things for kids. And then I would probably save some for Christmas because Christmas time is something that is my favorite to do for the kids in the shelter. And it really gives back to them. Easter's coming up, so they definitely need some things because when you are going through something that's it's a lot of trauma. I said it's nice to have something that you're just a kid again. So giving them something for Easter or a holiday or their birthday, I said spread some light on the situation that they're going through.
Absolutely.
It brings some normalcy too.
Definitely.
You're not missing out on this holiday that everyone is celebrating just because you're in the shelter. You are able, and Sam does such a beautiful job with Christmas because she kind of is one of the heads of plowing forward on that one. But it just brings some of that normalcy back.